Archie, what did you see at AJ Woods on Saturday this past week and getting a lot more playing time, obviously with Jason not in there?
Well, I'll tell you what I saw from him is the person and the player that he has been all throughout fall camp, and he's gotten better throughout the year. But he showed a lot of great fundamental, a lot of great technique, and most importantly, he played while he's having fun playing. And he played with a lot of confidence. So it was encouraging to see that out of him. But I've seen that from him majority of the first half of the year as well as fall camp.
Archie, you mentioned having fun while playing. How much this can get, obviously it can be a grind, especially this year with all the restrictions. How much do you try to tell these kids, like, hey, this is a game, go out there, make sure you have fun?
Well, I try to tell them that as much as I can because it is a game, and it is something that you want to have fun doing. These guys love the sport of football, but they got to show more excitement, they got to show more enjoyment, and you got to always have fun playing the game that you love. Anything you love, you got to have fun doing it.
Do you find the guys that are looser, they actually perform better when they're in that mindset?
Absolutely. The best place to be is not thinking, just playing. Therefore it makes you have the ability to make more plays. Your mind's at ease. You're not thinking about what the checks are. You're not thinking about this. You just understand it's a game of football. Hear those checks, respond to those checks, and have fun playing them. So it's very important to be able to play with a lot of confidence and have, again, a lot of fun playing.
Archie, in July, you had a very experienced secondary with seniors and Paris as a junior with a lot of experience and a lot of accolades behind him. You went to Florida State and you're a lot younger. How did that change your approach, and were you surprised at all that your younger guys, where he picked it up for you?
Well, I'll tell you what, these guys, it's been unbelievable to be able to have coached these guys. These guys come to practice every day trying to get better. They're always competing throughout practice, so they always feels like they should be the guy. So I don't care where they are on the depth chart, they push and practice that way as their starter. And I tell you what, we've been lucky to have a lot of guys behind the actual starters from earlier in the year because they paid attention so much in film study throughout practice, throughout game footage. They were very good in that department as well. So I wasn't too surprised. I don't know if that's what you were asking me, because I've been seeing it so much in practice, and I've been seeing how much they've been locked in a film study, even when they were not the starter. So it's encouraging to have guys like that inside of our room, because they know, as we talk throughout the year, that they never know when they're going to get their chance to get in there. And especially through the COVID and all that good stuff that we've had this year, they were even at more heightened awareness to be ready to go.
Where do you think Eric Howell will play the rest of the season? The corner, safety?
Well, I've talked about him before, and he's been a great player at both positions. So he's a guy which has the intelligence to play safety, but he's got the technical and fundamental wherewithal to play corner. So I thought he did a good job last week, at the corner position, and he's going to keep getting better at whatever position we put him in. We're going to try to play the best guy, put the best guys on the field, and that's really the goal.
Archie, how important is position flexibility among your group?
It's pretty important. I think that, again, like I talked about the COVID, we kind of cross-trained a few guys throughout the year in fall camp. So we were kind of preparing for the worst to happen. And then good things will happen from planning for the worst. But, I think it's important for guys to be able to, the guys that have the wherewithal to be able to do it, to go ahead and do it. Because, again, you never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to go down. And they've got to have an understanding to be able to fill that spot and play it with a lot of confidence.
Archie, which of your guys do you think is, done particularly well on special teams? And I know that's kind of a breeding ground for a lot of the younger guys to get their early reps in.
Yeah. Well, that's the first slide that we show after a game is how they graded out in special teams, because that's a very important. And like I said, our guys know that if you can't start on special teams, don't try to come start as a DB. So that's vital for it. But a lot of the young guys that are playing that position, I think Battle's been doing really well. The jammer, as well as some gunner stuff. We just got Royal in last week as well. And then Jud's been doing well the last few weeks on special teams as well. So we take that with a lot of pride, because that's an important piece of the whole game.
Archie, against Florida State, you guys were able to, you guys sustained a few blows early, but then you came back really strong, finishing throughout the game. What were some of those takeaways of where you saw improvement from your group there, and what are some of the things you're preaching to them this week? Trying to finish out the season strong.
Well, you started out finish strong. We talked about that a lot last week. You kind of was the motto last week, is really just finishing strong. We always talk about being understanding that life, not even football, is full of ups and downs. So it's not how everything is when you're on top of the mountain, but it's how you get up when you're faced with adversity. So we talk about that a lot in our room. Because we know every game is going to have its ups and its ups and its downs. So again, we're always trying to stay cool, stay relaxed, understand and handle adversity correctly. And that's really by just staying poised, staying confident, and never worrying, always understanding that the game's never over till the final zeros are on the clock.